I'm not used to wearing a dark purple lippy, but I like it. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I am bringing you another episode of Eyeshadows and Tea, and the palettes, yes I said palettes, that we are going to review are 3 from the Pure Trolls collection. Yay! This is a follow-up to the original Trolls palette that was released 2 years ago, I believe. So if you're ready, then I'm ready. So let's get started. Before we get started, I do want to say welcome to all of our new family members out there. And in case you're not familiar with me yet, my name is Melissa Leah Garrett, and I'm a cruelty-free makeup and beauty reviewer. I'm a makeup enthusiast, a plus-size beauty, and a PNH and ITP fighter. If you'd like to know more about those 2 diseases, there are videos down below in my playlist that you can check out. Also, while you're at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to join the fam, and hit that notification bell, therefore you know when I'm posting, even though I mainly post on Tuesdays and Fridays. Also, give this video a like while you're at it. So today's episode of Eyeshadows and Tea, we are going to dive into the newest release from Pure, and it is the Trolls World Tour palettes. There are 6 palettes altogether. I have 3 of them right here for you guys to try out. As you guys know, the original Trolls palette is one of my all-time favorite palettes. I do believe this came out like 2 years ago, I believe. 2, maybe 3 years ago. But it is one of my all-time favorites. I did use it in a video not too long ago. It's the video where I tested out a whole bunch of products to see if I still love them, and I still love this palette. So when I found out that Pure was doing a follow-up to the original Trolls palette, I was ecstatic. And I did purchase 3. I have the Rock palette, the Country Western palette, and the Techno palette. So we're going to test those out today, and we're going to talk about some topics as far as the whole Morphe situation, Jaclyn Hill, and makeup shaming and fat shaming. So let's just go ahead and just jump on in. You guys already know the deal. If you want to bypass all that I'm getting ready to talk about in regards to these palettes, I am going to put a timestamp right here so you can just skip all that I'm going to say and go straight into the tea. All right. Now, as I stated before, when I found out that Pure was doing a follow-up to the original Trolls palette, I was ecstatic. I was just like, yes, I'm so for it, because like I said before, the original Trolls palette is one of my all-time favorite palettes. What I wasn't expecting was 6 different palettes by each genre of music, because I guess the theme of the new Trolls movie is World Tour. So I saw all 6 of them, and I debated on which ones I wanted to try out first, and the 3 that I got are Rock, Country Western, and Techno. I mainly got Techno not only for the color scheme, but to say like an Eminem song without me, nobody listens to Techno. I'm weird, I know. Let's go ahead and open these bad boys up. This is what the outside packaging looks like. It's holographic. It's got, you know, the graffiti on this one for Rock. It's very in your face, and it's awesome. And then we have the Country Western one, which does have more of that country vibe to it. And we have the Techno one, which does have a techno vibe to it. They're all holographic, and I'm all living for it. So let's go ahead and get them out of the box. All 3 of the palettes have this cushiony rubber outside, which does make them a little hard to get out of the box. I'm not a big fan of that. On the back, it does have all the shade names on there, and it has the shade names on the back of the box as well. They are cruelty-free, of course. They are vegan-friendly and gluten-free. Let's see if all of them are vegan-friendly. The ones that I got are. And this is what the Rock one looks like. It has the insert, and it says Rock is Life. And those are the shades. I used this palette today for my eye look, and only this palette. Here is the Country Western palette. It says Country Western Music is Life. And here is the Techno palette. It has the insert that says Techno Music is Life. I really like the color scheme of this one. It's really different. You get 6 shades in every palette, and in every one of them, the middle one is a very glittery duochrome shade. They are just amazing. I do swatches of these shades later on in the video for you guys to check out. So those are what the palettes look like. So let's go ahead and just get into the tea. Now, let's go ahead and get started. As I said before, I have 3 of the new Pure Trolls palettes. I have the Country Western, I have the Techno, and I have the Rock palette. I am really curious as to what look I want to make. Yeah, I went ahead and primed my eyes already with my Gerard Cosmetics eye base, my clean canvas. So that's done. Okay, I want to start with this shade right here in the Rock palette, and this is the shade Debbie as my transition color. And let's just go ahead and get into this. All right, so as you guys know, I'm going to use the mirror. Yeah. As you guys know, there was a big issue last week with Morphe changing the ingredients in the original Jaclyn Hill palette. Please pardon my gums. I have hematomas. They hopefully are going away very soon. But yeah, there was a huge change in the ingredients, therefore making the palette not vegan anymore because they added carmine into the palette. Now, people had 2 issues with that. One, they didn't make their consumers aware of the change. And 2, they still marketed as a vegan palette, even though it wasn't. So we're going to tackle the first issue, which is them not letting the public know about the change in the ingredients, which I don't know what it is with brands these days, just like not dropping my brush, just not being transparent to their consumers. If you're changing a formula to make a better performance, that's one thing, but let your customers know, because you know, the original Jaclyn Hill palette from 2017 is amazing. I still have mine. I don't use it, but I still have it. When I stopped purchasing Morphe, I gave away all of my Morphe stuff except for my Jaclyn Hill palette. I still have an attachment to it, even though I've never used it. So it's just, if they wanted to improve the performance, that's totally understandable, but be transparent about it. Let your audience know that this is what's going on. I'm gonna do this eye and I'll be right back. All right, I decided, I think I'm just gonna use the Rock palette for my look today. My hair has been falling out lately. It's not fun. One thing I don't like right now, it's already hard panning. As you guys can see, that's not cute. But yeah, I think I'm just going to go with the Rock palette today. Now that I found the brush I'm going to use, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is the shade Hardcore. Next shade we're going to use. Okay, so finishing on to what I was talking about, I don't get why these brands can't be transparent with their customers. I mean, it's just, this whole Morphe situation is just as bad as, oh, that's pigmented. Is just as bad as when Wet n Wild got busted for selling in China, but was telling people, no, we're not selling in China, even though there was photographic proof that they were. So I don't get why these brands think that they can pull a fast one on people. Just you know, tell your customers what's going on. They're gonna be, you know, they're gonna be understandable if you just talk to them. Okay, anyways, the second part of this conversation is the fact that they were still classifying the palette as vegan, even though it was later to be found out that they put carmine in it. For those of you who don't know, carmine basically is a pigment that they get from crushed beetles. Some people don't like to use it, some people do. I personally don't really, it doesn't really matter to me if a palette has it or not. Let's see if this one does, because they could use it for this shade that I am working with. Okay, I'm not seeing it in the ingredients, but the back of it does say that it is vegan friendly, so they probably did not use carmine for this shade, but I did look in the ingredient section. I didn't see it. But in order for a product to be considered vegan, it cannot have any kind of animal byproducts in it. Carmine and squalene being the two main ones. Squalene is derived from, I want to say, whale fat, if I'm not mistaken. But they can make synthetic squalene from olives. So, sorry, my hair. That was another issue, and there are people out there there are vegans out there who will only use vegan friendly products. And if you're marketing a product as vegan, but then it's not, that's just not cool in my book at all. And someone had said, well, wouldn't that make the product not cruelty free anymore? Not necessarily, because cruelty free mainly focuses on the testing of the products, not so much the ingredients. So there's that. This is blending out rather nicely. It's a little pink for my liking, but I was hoping it to be a little bit more on the red side, but it is a little, excuse me, a little bit more pink. But it is going on rather nicely and blending rather beautifully. All right, I'm gonna finish this eye, do this eye, and then I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm kind of liking how this is going so far, even though I've only used 2 colors. Doesn't match my shirt, but whatever, I do what I want. Y'all know this. Basically, overall with this topic, what I want to say is don't let these brands keep pushing you around and not letting you guys know what's going on. And seriously, if it wasn't for Jen Loves Reviews, we would have never known. I mean, I don't purchase from Morphe personally, but it also can show these other brands that I do purchase from, hey, this is what we need to do. You guys need to be more transparent when it comes to stuff like this. If they change an ingredient for performance issues, that's fine, whatever. But they need to let people know, because there could be a possibility that somebody could have an allergic reaction to any new ingredients put into a formula. I know personally myself, I am allergic to barium sulfate, which, if you're not familiar with that, it's basically that white stuff that you drink when you do a CT scan, that thick, chalky, nasty stuff. Well, brands also do use it in eyeshadows, specifically metallic eyeshadows. So I have to watch what I put on my eyes, because if I don't, my eyes water really bad and it's a nightmare. So, but normally I can take a Claritin or a Benadryl and I'll be fine. But for someone who has a severe allergic reaction, you know, that could mess up their eyes really bad, especially if it's an eyeshadow product. And you can't be marketing a product as one thing and it's not. So we can't let these brands keep getting away with this. That's all that I want to say on that. Moving on. The next shade I want to go into is this black shade right here. That looks really gross. And I clean my brushes every day. So I'm going to go into this black shade right here, and that is the shade Black Leather, and we're going to deepen up this look. We're going to smoke this bad boy out. I am so excited. Wow, that is really, really black. One thing I do like about this is that I haven't experienced any fallout with the matte shades. I haven't used any of the metallic shades or this glitter shade that's in the middle. But with the matte shades, I haven't experienced any fallout, which is really good. All right, the next topic I want to talk about kind of ties in with the whole Morphe situation, and that is Jaclyn Hill. Where do I even start with this? As we all know, she released her video saying, you know, she's been going through a really hard time, and that when her whole lipstick debacle happened, she turned to alcohol to cope with it, which is something that is not a good thing to do. You shouldn't do that. Well, now that this Morphe situation happened with her original palette, she pretty much, once again, disappeared off the face of the earth of social media. Well, she posted a tweet, I want to say a couple days ago. Somebody had sent it to me. And she was saying that, she was saying that she needed to take time for herself, and that she has to get her headspace right. Which I totally get that. You know, I suffer from anxiety and depression, and there are times when I have to take time out to get myself together. This is looking more purple than what I want it to, so I want to deepen it up a little bit more because it did blend out rather purple. I do kind of want to keep it black as I can without it looking crazy. But I mean, I totally get where she's coming from with that. But also, when it seems like whenever she has an issue with something, that's her automatic go-to response, is she needs to take time away and all this stuff. I totally get that, but it's becoming a pattern where she's doing it very often. And then there's going to be a time where people are just going to be like, you know what? Whatever. We know the gist. I really hope that she does get back into the right mind frame where she can come back to social media and just do what it is that she does the most, and that's, you know, make products and do tutorials and stuff for her audience. I really do feel for her, but it's coming to a, like I said, it's coming to a point where people are just like, oh, here she goes again. You know, that's what it is. I feel for her, but yet I don't. I just want her, to me, I just want her to be in a better headspace than what she has been in. So that's all I got to say about Jaclyn. I am going to finish up this eye, do this eye, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, this is what we got going on so far. This might look a little patchy right here on the lids, but I'm not done yet. So it is now time to start shining up these eyes. I am going to go in with this middle shade right here, which is the shade Rebellious, and I'm going to put that all over my lid. Now, it looks like there's a lot of glitter in this, so I really like the imprint too. It's really cute. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of glitter in this, so I'm going to have to be careful. That's what it looks like. So pretty. All right, so the last topic I want to talk about is a topic that I am really upset to even have to discuss on this channel. Ooh, that is super pretty. I don't want to put it all the way in the corner because I want to use a different color in the corner. And that is the topic of fat shaming and makeup shaming. As you guys know, I am a plus size girl myself. No? Okay, I have a lot of fallout going on right here. As you guys know, I am a big girl myself. I never, you know, try to hide that at all. I mean, I have Felicia down here. I've called myself a plus size beauty. It took me a long time to come to terms to call myself a beauty, because for so long I felt like I wasn't good enough because of my size. I have the best people in the world around me that love me for who I am. Yeah, there's not too much fallout from that, which is really nice. I have the best people around me that love me for who I am, what I look like, no matter what. You know, my health is really good besides my PNH. You know, my blood pressure is great. My, I don't have diabetes, stuff like that. So, the fact that fat shaming has become a thing is just ridiculous. For you to go after somebody's looks because you can't come up with a great insult or whatnot, it just really shows your character. And I get asked all the time, Melissa, what do you do about people who, you know, want to joke you for your looks? And I say, one, I could take it, and I could dish it right back out. Plus, I have noticed that whenever somebody puts a negative comment on my videos and I don't catch it, you guys come quick to my defense, and I love that. I try to catch negative comments as fast as I can because I don't want that mess on my channel at all. It's just not cute. It's not a cute look. No, it's not. Okay, the last part of the look that I want to do besides my inner corner of my brow bone is this inner part of my lid right here. I'm going to go into this light silver shade, which is, what does it say? Queen Barb. And put that in there and blend it with the darker metallic shade. I think it's going to look great. That's what it looks like. So pretty. Okay, so the last topic I want to talk about is makeup shaming. And yes, ooh, this does happen. That is pretty. I like. Sometimes when you do the metallics, it just pulls everything together. I'm all for it. Yes, makeup shaming happens. It sucks, but it happens. I have been makeup shamed before, especially when I first started and I was trying to get my, I wouldn't say footing, but getting my techniques down and whatnot. Because when I came back to doing makeup, everything had changed. And it was like, whoa. So, yeah, I got makeup shamed for that. Then I got makeup shamed later on. And there's actually a Facebook group called That's It, I'm Makeup Shaming. And those people are the most disgusting people on the planet. And I'm just like, well, where's your looks? What are you doing? It's so gross the way these people are. And it makes people feel, you know, like they can't share their makeup, like they can't do their makeup. And it's just, it's so sickening to me. I can't stand it. I hate that. That's all the topics that I want to talk about today for Eyeshadows and Tea. I'm going to show you the swatches of all three of the little palettes that I got and finish up this makeup look, and I'll be right back. So those were the swatches, and this is the final look. I actually kind of feel like a rock star with this look. Like I said before, it doesn't match my shirt, but whatever. I do what I want. I did go in my inner corner in my brow bone with the last shade in the palette, and it is the shade Riff. So yeah, I really do like this look. It really looks like it opened my eyes up and made them bigger. So overall, I'm really impressed with this palette. I like how I was able to make a full look with just this palette on its own. There's not many palettes like that you can do that. You would have to like go into another palette to get a transition or a shimmer, whatever, but I was able to make this whole look with just this one palette. I can't wait to try out the Country Western palette and the Techno palette as well. I do think that it is a perfect follow-up to the original Trolls palette, and you can actually use these palettes with this palette as well if you want to. It just, Pure really does know what they're doing when it comes to this Trolls line. Now the My Little Pony one was not all that great, but these Troll ones are just awesome and I love them. There are, let me get my notes out. There are 6 palettes altogether. The other 3 are Funk, which are your purples, your Pop, which is your pinks, and Classical, which are your lighter neutral shades. They also have a face trio, which has a blush, a bronzer, and a highlighter, and a lip gloss kit. So you'll get the face trio and the lip gloss in one kit. The palettes are $18 a piece. The face trio and lip gloss kit is $28. You can purchase it at Ulta, at Kohl's, and on Pure's website as well. And that is all that I have for you guys. Don't forget, all of my social media handles will be down in the description bar. I do not, however, have a Twitter account, so if you happen to see one with my face and this gorgeous smile, report it because it's fake. Also, the rest of the products that I used to make my look today will be down in the description box as well. I love you all so much, and I will see y'all next time. Bye! Babe, do I look like a rock star? Yeah. Now to film video numero dos. I got butthole lips.